For serious YouTubers, save time and money with TubeBuddy, the premier tool used at geekoutdoors.com. Get more done today by checking out the affiliate link in the description area below. Hey, welcome to another episode of geekoutdoors.com. If you didn't know, a brand new version of Linux Mint came out. It's a point release. It's Linux Mint 18.2. And so I'm going to go over how you can upgrade your existing version of Linux if you don't already have it. And also kind of go over some of the new features and see if it's worth you upgrading from your existing version. And so the first thing you want to do is go to your update manager. And I'm going to do this in my virtual machine. And let's go there. So your update manager is right down here, and all you have to do is click on refresh, okay, and it'll check for any new updates. Go ahead and install the updates, and then once you've done that, right here under edit, you will see an option that says upgrade to Linux Mint 18.2 Sonya. So all you want to do is go ahead and click on that, and then you will get some information on this brand new version. You could see the release notes, new features, requirements, and then also you want to agree that you understand the risks when you are upgrading, and then you can apply and it'll go ahead and put in the updates. Now I will say this, before you do any version updates, be sure that you back up all your data. Okay, that is very important, because whenever you are making an operating system upgrade, even if it's just a point release, there's so many things that upgrades, there's a possibility that things could break, whether programs might not work anymore, or whether you might have driver issues. So I would always recommend that you first back up everything, and secondly, what you want to do is also test this out if you can, and that's what I do. I have Linux Mint 18.1 in a virtual machine like this right here, and so I test it out here first before I actually upgrade my main version. And all you have to do is just go ahead and apply, and it's going to go ahead and start applying the updates. So after you click on apply, it's going to ask for your password, so you're going to go ahead and put that on there. Then click on OK, and the update should start happening. And if you actually wanted to see what's going on, you could also do it. Well, there it goes. It already went. Okay, great. So there it is. I was about to say, if you wanted to see what's going on underneath, you could click on that and it'll show you what it's doing. I normally do that. I don't know why. I just kind of want to know what's going on, because sometimes you see like command line stuff, and you also get to see all the programs that are actually being downloaded. And typically this update, it really depends on how fast your machine is. So normally whenever I do updates, point system updates, it normally takes less than 10 minutes for me to upgrade, sometimes even quicker, depending on how many changes there are. So once this is done installing or updating, and then we'll go ahead and come back to that. Okay, so one message that you'll see is this right here: replace configuration file for Grub. There is basically a new version, and Grub actually affects how Linux is booted. And to be honest, I would not upgrade to this new version, because I've done this before and it actually messed up my Linux boot up. Okay, because Grub is how Linux actually loads up everything. Okay, and so if you have multiple operating systems on your your partitions or whatever, I would not recommend updating this. And also, even if you have just Linux itself, I wouldn't recommend upgrading this, okay, because I've had problems in the past whenever I updated to a new version of Grub. So what I would do is I would keep my existing version of Grub and then go on with the installation from there. Okay, so that probably took about 4 minutes, and so now it is ready to reboot. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and close this, and we'll go ahead and reboot to a brand new version of Linux Mint. All right, there's Linux Mint 18.2, as you can see there. Great. So let's make sure that we have the newest version. And we should, but you know, you always want to make sure that it is the newest version. And I can't remember where the system information is. I think it's under, there it is, system info under preferences. Okay, so there it is, Linux Mint 18.2 Sonya. Okay, so now let's go ahead and look at the new features in 18.2. So like most point releases, you know, a lot of the changes are under the hood or very small changes to existing programs. So it's not going to be huge cosmetic changes. So the first change that they've added is your ability to arrange your desktop icons, okay, and have the little different views. Now this is nothing new for Windows users, but this wasn't available in Linux Mint before. So here, see, you could arrange your icons, and then also you could change the icon size as well. So nothing real new, but it is a new feature. So let's go ahead and keep going down here. There's also new options for Blueberry or Bluetooth. I don't know why they call it that, but if you go to your system settings and you click on Bluetooth, you'll notice that there is some slight updates right there. So once again, just nothing major right here. And then updates to the text editor, which is XED, and you know, you go down here, menu, accessories, text editor, and I didn't really see anything different. Okay, about the only thing that we're talking about is support for different themes, and also the bottom pane as well right there. Unfortunately, I couldn't get it to work, but if you turn that on, you'll have options to switch between them right here, but I wasn't able to turn that on. Okay, and then their media player, X player. Okay, so you go to sound and video media player, it'll bring up your media player, of course. Now what they've done is they've streamlined the bottom of it so it looks a little bit cleaner. So once again, very slight changes here. And similarly to their Pix image viewer as well, right there. Okay, and so I myself, I couldn't see any differences at all between the older one, so I couldn't really tell. And their PDF viewer as well, they said that they've made some slight improvements. And once again, I couldn't really tell the difference between this and the older version. And then finally, their actual viewer, image viewer right here, X viewer, they've also said there's been some slight improvements, but once again, I can't tell, you know, when I compare it to the older version, you know. So if you are a person who uses these a lot in detail, then maybe you'll see that. And then the final changes they made were to the update manager right here. Okay, and like I said, I didn't even notice the differences. And software sources, and there's also a new login like DM. One thing is, it does have brand new wallpapers. I absolutely love wallpapers. So let's see, let's take a real quick look at them real quick. And there is the new ones. Wow, nice. So yeah, I absolutely love wallpapers. I don't know why. I used to download a whole bunch of them myself. So yeah, looks pretty good. Always impressed by the wallpapers that comes with Linux Mint. So overall, the updates, they're not anything major, you know. And so in my opinion, if you have Linux Mint 18.1, I don't think it's worth the update, to be honest with you. I mean, because there's not really anything major, except for maybe the kernel update, but you know, you could do that manually if you wanted. So if you are happy with your version of Linux Mint, I wouldn't update it. And that's kind of how I am with Linux Mint. I normally don't upgrade, unless there's a lot of new features or improvements, specifically any performance improvements. And also, if it's a brand new look and stuff, then I will consider upgrading, okay? But most of the times, I stick with the same version that I have for a while, actually. So that's it for this particular episode for Linux Mint 18.2 Sonya. So if you did enjoy these videos, leave a like and subscribe. And as always, if you wanted to support my channel further, you could do that at patreon.com/Geek Outdoors. Thanks for checking out this episode. And as always, if you like these videos, be sure to click on the subscribe button. And for full written content, audio content, and additional geek stuff, head over to geekoutdoors.com. And I'll see you outdoors on the very next episode.